Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning. Good morning. We are waiting. Okay. Now we can start, Chaturi.
Yes, Bhante. So the first question from the chat is, dear Bhante, could you please explore more the four psychic powers as discussed in yesterday's lecture? So the four psychic potencies or powers.
Okay. Four, what you call psychic potency, which are called Iddhi Pada. Iddhi means superhuman qualities, abilities, superhuman abilities. Pada means the base. Iddhi Pada, the base of psychic potency. They are called Chanda, Chitta, Virya, Vimansa. Chanda means the one who has developed concentration, attaining jhanas, and that individual must have a deep commitment, chanda, desire. Chanda, samadhi, sankara, samannagatam, iddhipadam bhaveti. That is the formula. Chanda, samadhi. That means one develops concentration based on desire. Desire aiming at developing this superhuman potency. Chanda. Then Chanda Samadhi Sankara. Samadhi Sankara means all mental states must be developed to the extent that the body and the mental states merge with one another, merge together. That means the body becomes very much like the mind, very light. It's like a piece of cotton that can float in the air, move in the air. So the determination is so great that he keeps practicing. The determination is based on samadhi, chanda samadhi. Chanda samadhi sankhara. Sankhara is that mental state. Iddhi padam bhaveti, that becomes the potency, psychic potency. That is one. That one is not enough to have to express this ability. Then chanda, chitta means chanda means determination. Chitta means uh, commitment. You have to have that commitment. And based on the chitta, samadhi, sankara, samannagata, iddhi. Chitta. From that determination, you gain concentration, like 4 jhanas, and then develop your sankhara, mental states, to such an extent you will see the mental states and the physical states merge, and body becomes light like piece of cotton, just like the previous one. Then chitta, chanda chitta, virya. Virya means effort. So concentration is developed based on effort. Virya, samadhi, sankara, samannagata, iddhipada bhaveti. Virya, effort. Based on effort, you develop concentration, gaining the fourth jhana. And then there again, all the factors in the fourth jhana, all mental states become so powerful that they merge with the body, and body becomes so light with the mind, just like piece of cotton. Then vimansa. Vimansa means examination. Vimansa iddhipada. Then just like in Bojjhanga factors of enlightenment, Sati Dhamma Vichaya. It is Dhamma Vichaya investigation. Other words for investigation is Vimansa. Vimansa. Based on this investigation, the mind becomes so subtle and sharp and clear, it gains concentration. With that concentrated state of mind, body and the mind merge, and then body becomes light like a piece of cotton. And when these four factors like this developed, made them powerful enough to merge with the body, so that the body becomes light like piece of cotton. And that way the mind and body are very powerful. So then that is what the Buddha said when he developed this. It is just like going to space and coming back. When you go to space and suppose there is a 30-year-old person, your friend on Earth, you go to another planet where 100 years of human life is one day in that planet. So he spent one day there and returned then your friend is, you spend there only 1 day. And when you return, your friend is 100 years old. So, uh, similarly, when you develop a mental state, your ability to live is very great. That is the potential. So the Buddha said to Venerable Ananda when he was 80 years old, that if somebody invited the Buddha to live 120 years, Buddha could have extended another 40 years because he has developed this four potency, psychic potency. That much power you can achieve by developing this psychic potency. Okay, friends, I think that may be enough as the answer to your question. Next question.
The next question is it possible for artificial intelligence to develop a consciousness or mind of its own?
Oh, yes, possible for artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Artificial intelligence, I don't know very much about that, but anyway, when you really meditate deeply, you will see the mind, mental objects, mind consciousness, mind contact, the feeling arising from mind contact, then perception of mind object, thought of mind object, desire for mind objects, and again additional thought of mind object and deliberation of mind object. All of them you see impermanent, unsatisfactory, selfless, and altering, passing away, disappearing, and they are not mine, not the I am not them, they are not myself. Now, when you go through this process, you will, when you come to the mind, you see the mind create mind consciousness. That means mind knows the mind. Mind knows the mind. Mind knows the mental changes, impermanence. And therefore the mind and these activities become one. So that is why you develop mind consciousness of its own. Mind consciousness of its own. Through the development, if you practice this meditation, you certainly will see the mind creates its own consciousness. And that I highly recommend people. I think in my homework last year, 3 months homework, I gave this formula for people to practice. Then when they practice, they will see when they want to look at it uh, as an outsider, they can see 720 moments we generate in our mind that one of then one sees the way how the mind creates, develops, generates mind consciousness to know the mind. Okay, next question.
Yes, the next question is, could you please explain how to overcome unnecessary thoughts that come into the mind when we practice anapanasati meditation?
Okay, when you practice any meditation, whether anapanasati or kayagata sati or for foundation, any meditation, thought can arise. Actually, most of the thoughts are not necessary, but we can use the thought as a part of our meditation. Then you don't, the thought would not disturb you. Uh, and when you use the thought as a part of your meditation, and because thoughts are mentally created, mind, they are called sankara. Whatever is mentally created is impermanent, unsatisfactory, kaya dhammam, vaya dhammam, viraga dhammam, nirodha dhammam, sankatam, paticca sampannam, netamam, nesvamasa, mesvatta. This is impermanent, unsatisfactory, nature of passing away, nature of disappearing, nature of cessation, and they are conditioned, dependent arisen, and they are not mine. They are not mine. I'm not them. They are not myself. You are referring to the thought. And along with the thought, whenever thought arises, that thought has arisen because of desire. And when you see this in this way, in these 12 ways, then that thought will disappear from your mind. This is, I'm not, this is not mine. When we say this is not mine, this is a conventional sense. We say this is not mine. Because in the ultimate sense, there is no I. This is not mine. This is not, I am not this. This is not myself. When you see this very clearly, then those thoughts will totally, completely vanish from your mind. And then you will see very clear, pure, simple breath. Moreover, you gain even concentration. Okay?
Thank you,
Another-
Bhante. The next question is, can we ask you the same question that Venerable Ananda forgot to ask the Buddha? That is, can you, out of compassion, do for us what Venerable Ananda didn't ask the Buddha? That is, stay longer in life.
Yes, actually, if you develop your uh, four Iddhipadas, for spiritual psychic potency, you can live. If on the other hand, if if uh, something does not interfere in your life, some kind of disaster is not taken place, uh, like a sudden earthquake, a sudden tsunami, or something like that. If something like that happens, or if your karma uh, does not permit you to extend your life, then even if you have this psychic potency, you cannot uh, extend the life. In spite of all medical miracles, you cannot extend your life because you cannot fight the karma. Okay?
I think the person is also asking you personally, Bhante, to extend your life for all of us out of compassion.
You're asking me.
Yeah, to
Unfortunately,
extend your life to for all of us.
I, I have not developed this the psychic potency to that extent, and therefore I cannot guarantee that I live that long. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante.
The Buddha could, in the Buddha's time, there were monks who had not, who did not pass away until they were 100 years, 120 years, like Bakula. Bakula lived 160 years. Even the Buddha could live only 80 years. Ananda lived 120 years. And Purana lives in 120 years. Purana is, he lived 120 years and participated in the first Buddhist, second Buddhist Council. Second Buddhist Council. So, uh, where there were monks who lived that long. Because of their commerce as well as probably they have developed these uh, spiritual potencies. Okay, the
Thank you,
next
Bhante.
question.
The next question is a question about the divine ear, Abinya, that Venerable Buddha Gosa elaborated on. I think it's maybe in Vishuddhimagga. What is the purpose of the divine ear, and how does it help in the practice?
A divine ear, Buddha developed this divine ear. Venerable Anuruddha had this divine ear. There are some monks who had, in addition to the Buddha, they had this divine ear. The Buddha had divine ear. He focused it on special occasions to help people, help monks, particularly monks. Uh, it is said that uh, when uh, they had conversations and Buddha wanted to help them, and he would listen to it, listen to their conversation. In ordinary sense, listening to others' conversation is called eavesdropping. Eavesdropping is one thing, and listening to with divine ear to conversation of others is quite another, quite different. One who develops uh, divine ear has a pure, clean state of mind and focus his mind on, focus his ear on others' conversation without any ulterior motive. They don't use the divine ear to find faults or in others and use it for their gossip. But those who have developed their mind, attain jhanas, cleanse their mind, and then develop their divine ear, they use it to help other people. That is what the Buddha did. Uh, and therefore, what Buddha Gosa mentioned is very special case uh, very special situations where only the Buddha used it to help people. That is the purpose. The help is that Buddha immediately corrected if they, in their conversation, they have a wrong view, a wrong interpretation of Dhamma, and so on. Then he corrected them out of compassion for them. Otherwise, misinterpretation would be very dangerous. Sometimes Buddha did not, when he did not use his divine eye, other monks who have heard uh, somebody having a discussion with the wrong views, like Arita, Sunakata, and they, uh, when Buddha, other monks tried to uh, tell them not to misrepresent the Buddha and so forth, they bring this information to the Buddha, and Buddha called that monk who had wrong views. When he came to the Buddha, he would question him, ask him whether he said such and such or not. Then the Buddha reprimand him and then give the right teaching. That in that situation he did not use divine ear, but he used a certain normal, ordinary way of teaching.
Thank you, Bhante. I don't see any. Oh, okay. There's a new question. Are volitional formations and fabrications the same, or perhaps different translations? So when we talk about volitional formations and fabrications, is it the same thing?
Yes, actually, fabrication is and volitional formations both are the same. Each need little more explanation. Volitional formations is that that the thought that you generate willingly. You generate willingly. That's called volitional formations. And fabrication, also in regular conversation, you hear people say, well, he is fabricated this story. Fabricated story. Uh, he just mentally created this. This is not something real, but he mentally created. Volitional formations also is mentally created. And therefore both are actually the same, but some people prefer one word for the other. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't see any difference in them.
Thank you. I don't see any other questions, but we didn't get a chance to answer a previous question that had to do with joy. Joy,
Yeah.
and it's not in the chat, but there was a question about the importance of joy when performing a good deed. How important is joy, or in the practice, the joy factor, how important is that?
Actually, when you do anything wholesome, you have to have a joy. In Abhidhamma, there is one great thought moment, which is explained as there's a formula for that. Somanasa sahagata, jnana sampayutta, asankarika, sasankarika. when you do wholesome thing, you should be full of joy. Somanas. Somanas means mental joy, mental happiness. When you do wholesome thing, you should do it with joy, not with grumbling, not this half-hearted manner, reluctantly. Do it with your full heart, from the bottom of your heart, joy with joy. Jnana Sampayutta, you have to have a wisdom to know the benefit of what you are doing without any selfish motive. Your benefit is to let go of your greed, hatred, and delusion. That kind of motive you must have in the mind. That is how you have wisdom. Asankarika means unprompted, not encouraged by others. Spontaneously that should arise in your mind. For instance, when someone appears at your doorsteps asking for something, you don't think of the person's background, what the person is going to do with what you give, and so forth. Spontaneously, with joy, with pleasure, with thinking that this definitely my help me to reduce my greed, my hatred. I want to develop my appreciative joy and so forth. With this attitude, you spontaneously give the person something that you can. That's called uninstigated or unprompted. You give. So you have a joy, wisdom, spontaneity, and you perform the deed. In that case, joy is important. But if you think of gaining something in return and have joy there, then you weaken your act, your uh, mental, verbal, physical act, the spiritual sense, you weaken them. And the benefit will not be very great. So in you have to have pure and clean mind to do that. And that time, when the mind is pure and clean, you really will enjoy your giving. And then later on, you will, every time you think about it, you will develop, cultivate, increase your joy, happiness. And so joy is very important in doing wholesome things. Uh, I think if you don't have any more questions, we can stop here. No more question?
No more questions in the chat, Bhante. There's one that just
Okay, then
maybe we can save it for last time if you want to go to meditation. I'll copy it for next time.
I
Or
think
do you?
the last, okay, you have another question. I think if you stop this, you can ask the question next time, because if I have to, this seems to be a very, uh, seem that it needs a long explanation to
I'll save
answer
it for
this
next time.
question. You
Yes,
may save it for next Sunday. Okay? So we don't forget that. Okay?
yes, Bhante.
Uh, Okay, we stop here and go to our, what do you call, meditation practice. Okay?
Do you want me to share the screen, Bhante, or you're able to do it from your machine?
We do meditation now. Okay? Okay. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another, as a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child. Even so, towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. With this metta thought, friends, let us meditate at least for another 25 minutes. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, friends, with this metta recite thought, we end this session, and we want to conclude this session with my regular metta recital. As you know, uh, we share our metta with all living beings, and so let me end this session with my regular metta thought. May all those who are in hospitals suffering from various diseases and taken care of by doctors, nurses, and hospital staffs, may they recover very soon and return to their normal life, attain Nibbana, free from suffering, samsaric suffering. May all those who are all doctors, nurses, hospital staffs who are taking care of these people, may they also have time to practice meditation, Dhamma, and liberate from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in various trouble spots, war zones, poverty-stricken, discrimination, and so forth, may they also find time to practice Dhamma, meditation, and liberate from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in grief, having lost their loved ones, may they all be free from grief and try to understand the nature of Dhamma and liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in uh, in the northern direction, northeastern direction, northeastern direction, northeastern direction, southern direction, southwestern direction, northwestern direction, northern direction, northwestern direction, and all different 10 direction up and down. May they all be free from suffering. May they be well, happy, and peaceful. Finally, may they all attain Nibbana. With this thought, let me end this session and have a very wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you, Kashuri.
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Saranai, Bhante.
Namo Buddhaya. Long
Thank you,
life,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Everyone, Saranai Bhante.
Okay. All right. And then I see you later.